you tracks different because it's a new model camera body. But there's certain things with the 5D Mark IV that's the workhorse, and it's the reason why you are the main camera because you're also the wide shot. But it has a 30-minute clip, y'all. So when you guys are recording, put yourselves on some type of timer where you can cut off and put back on and reset and recalibrate because I was running for about hour and 10 minutes and all it caught was 30 minutes. And with that being said, we live on the set. You know what I'm saying, man? So those are the tips that we figure out when people are playing with their toys, new gadgets, doing these things, how they're merging it, when they're doing it, trying to, check off all the things that they have to do. That one idea, like we told you guys, one step, it's a lot of steps that come in between, and you got to figure out that situation. And once you start laying it all out and doing what you got to do, it seems to fall right into place exactly how it needs to. So keep note of that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man, for real though. You know what I'm saying, man? And in the process of doing that, I caught myself asking myself, do I have a cell phone addiction? Do I have a cell phone problem? And I started to question myself when I was coming back home this yesterday. Yes, well, I'm shooting this Saturday morning. So I caught myself doing this coming back from work on Friday. I'm moving around. I got the students in the classroom, and I have my phone right here in my right pocket because I'm just pretty much moving fast, putting up boards and connecting the dots, and just doing whatever I possibly can before the kids really, really come in, right? And just throughout the day, I catch myself, you see, even like that, like with the smart watches, I catch myself, if I get a notification, it goes off, I look at it, you know what I'm saying, man, in some areas. And I think it's an amazing tool. I think cell phones are really, really cool. And don't get me wrong, I love my cell phone. I love Apple products. I love Canon products. I love all products because I'm a tech guy. At the same time, I'm talking about my cell phone. And I realized that my cell phone always stay close to me and I think about it a lot. Pretty much, well, not a lot, but pretty much like from time to time, like where it's like I think about London, I think about my family. I got a couple of things going on, that makes me think about, what's going on with people out there in the real world and if they need me. But then again, I got this Apple Watch. So I've been pretty much before summer was over, I've been conditioning myself to just pushing it away. And realizing that, going back to work on Monday and doing these things and got class on Sunday and, still doing the school thing, making sense of putting it down and leaving it away. You know what I'm saying? And like, and modifying the Apple Watch and just how I communicate back with people in situations, you know what I'm saying? Because even when I get home and I catch myself because you know what it is too for me? It's the crazy part because it really don't be the social media aspect, even though I do look at social media. It's I work off of Adobe, and working off of Adobe, I like to use Adobe Rush, you know what I'm saying? You could do it while you're on the move. So when I'm on the move, I'm always putting things together. And what I've been doing is just trying to figure out how I could put everything together. So even though I'm at work, I'm always thinking about next level stuff. I'm always thinking about when Tyler Perry's gonna call and just shout me out and just see if I wanna come on set and do something. Shout out to TP. Over here, in early childhood education and psychology and figuring out what the next steps are while I'm over here dealing with kids and understanding the process of organizing and figuring out the levels of a classroom. These kids just came back from not seeing Mr. Sumlaw for a whole entire summer. These kids are excited. They just can't hide it. You can't really, really fault them. But I noticed that I don't want even just going forward, like with all of these next steps, these next year and a half to 2 years is going to be a real amazing push, and I'm curious to what life has to offer. And when it happens, you already know. I mean, you already know. And it's been an exciting situation for me because I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to everything that comes along with it, the highs, the lows, the ups, the downs, the left, the rights, the people that I'm meeting, new classmates, just connecting the dots, and, pretty much just standing out. And me just being me. I'm me all day, everywhere, anywhere you put me, regardless. I try to just, still maintain a certain type of fairness and equalness and equality and just love and keeping it real, you know what I'm saying? And just recognizing, where you're able to come through and where you're able to not come through. You know what I'm saying, man? And not just being a kiss ass, just being a team player, you know what I'm saying? So I do realize that going back to work, I'm gonna catch myself. Like when I get to work, I'm always walking in. Usually, if I got my shades on, I got my shades on. You know what I'm saying? If I got my lokes on, I got my lokes on. So when I come in, I'm coming through. When I get off the train or I'm passing by, they can't look into my eyes. No one can look into my eyes, and I'm walking out the door. Shout out to Lokes, and I love Lokes. Wear Lokes all the time. Mad Dogs. But the wider frames, oh man, baby, they've been looking so good on me. I've been wearing them all summer. And the crazy part about it is I think they need to be a little bit tighter because I've been wearing my Lokes and I open them up. And they said you have to open them up slow, but they need to start to loosen up. And then when I put them on, they straight. But then maybe like after a week or two, it seems like they just get real fragile. And I don't know. So when you open it up, that top to the left, the same spot, cracks. And I could also chalk it up to me just, running through New Orleans, Essence Fest, connecting the dots. But it was like at the weirdest times, it was like I'm opening them up light. And it was like crack. And I was like, the fuck? But shout out to Lokes, man. I love Lokes, and I wear them. That's the only ones I pretty much wear. I wear a lot of other things too, you know what I'm saying, man? But I fuck with them, you know what I'm saying? I fuck with them for real. You know what I'm saying? But staying away from it, because even when I come home, I catch myself, because I'm working on the program, editing some of these. Like I'm editing these clips on the train on the go. So when I'm on the train, I'm not in people's faces. If I'm either listening to music and my head's up and my phone's away, it's that all the time. If I'm working, then it's still sometimes Lokes on, if not, Lokes off. And then so I can see everything for how I need to see it and do what I need to do. And connect the dots. But I'm gonna stay further away. Even when I'm at home, I'm gonna, stay further away from even just the apps and that aspect of it. Like put it in like put the apps in what they say, in one of those portfolios, one of those boxes. Put the apps in one of those, boxes you could put a bunch of apps together, the walls, and then you put that to the last page. The last row of apps and things. So then when you turn on your phone, it ain't the first things popping up. The first things popping up should be all the importance. And sometimes, like me, like I like to get on there and get right to work. So the cell phones are very, very useful. It's great. I'm able to talk with my family. I'm able to connect the dots. I'm able to, be a certain way and, show love and still be me. And, because as we get older, we do grow apart as far as in space. But, the love still be there. So it's amazing. And it is amazing, too. I ain't gonna front. I love using my cell phone. So don't get it twisted. I love cell phones. But I do realize that at times, and if you're walking into every single room with your cell phone, it may be an issue. If my cell phone's out and I'm talking to a student, that's an issue. If my cell phone's out and I'm talking to anyone, that's an issue. It should get put away. And I got to be mindful about how I deal with my people as well. I don't want to talk with them and connect with people and feel as if they're not the most important people in the world. Because I told you guys, this game is filled to the brim, and we've accepted mediocre for so long that solid connection is very, very important. And my students, when they come, listen, let me tell you something. Some of my students cry when they notice the end of the summer, end of the school year, because they know that they're not going to see some of us. Some of us teachers, like me, Brown, shout out to y'all, you know what I'm saying? You know how I go. There's certain teachers, when they see us, and they say it's like the last couple of days, they begin to go through that phase because every child isn't living the same. Some are in shelters and foster homes and other people's homes and with their aunts and with their grandmas and uncles and cousins and all living under different circumstances, even though they may live in the same projects. So that love and that affection that they get from people like us for only 10 months, they really, really take it in and they really, really appreciate it. So when it gets to the end, they really, really feel away. And we love you guys as well. You know what I'm saying? So when we get our summer, they be like, me working summer school, I'm doing so many other things and figuring out so many other things that even while I'm working and connecting with my students, I'm still aiming, while still at work connecting with the students, I'm still aiming to find a real balance of who Irvin really is. Like what Irvin really has to offer. You know what I'm saying? Like what I really, really got to offer, man. Like what I got to really, really give my peoples. To show you guys I'm really, really about that. To show you guys I can really, really hold my own and handle my business. You know what I'm saying? Let me see if this is about. Yeah. And this isn't bad at all. This is amazing. Because I love my cell phone. I love to edit. I love to be able to edit on the train and you see certain people just looking over. When I'm editing my glass, they be looking at me to the side like, oh, you think you are? And I'm over there on the screen wilding for respect, doing all this, doing all that. It be like, yo, governor, this guy is going crazy. People in New York, one thing you gotta know about true New Yorkers, they're gonna be rude, they're gonna be aggressive, right? But it's not rude like disrespectful rude. It's more like I'm holding my own. Some people lean on poles all day. You people who lean on poles and think y'all got it like that. Until somebody come through with the deep voice, pardon me, and y'all look up and y'all realize it's just me. I'm just 5'7", 5'8" with Tim's. You know what I'm saying? Just passing through. But standing stern and letting you know exactly who I am and just respecting space. True New Yorkers know how to respect space and you know who to deal with and how to deal with them in real time. And if you can't figure them out, you leave them alone. If you don't know how they look, leave them alone. You may think the dude who may look less fortunate, I'm not going to say homeless, even if they are homeless, God bless them, but less fortunate and not be able to, you look at the person who may look less fortunate and the one who may be standing there with a Rolex on, and you'll question which one's worse when you're in New York. Because power is very, very important. One thing you have to understand about New York, got to have you some manpower in New York. And what does manpower mean? You know exactly what manpower is. Because New York is pretty much like the world of piranhas. It's one of the greatest cities in the world. When you come here, you want to experience everything. Everything down to a hot dog, you want to experience. Pizza, you want to experience. Trains, you want to experience. Skyscrapers, you want to experience. Lady Liberty, you want to experience. You want to experience what it's like to see the best stores, some of the most expensive, luxurious items, and still do what you got to do and still be able to connect with people, and you don't know who's rich and who's poor. You don't know who's rich and who's poor in New York. And that's the crazy part about it. I mean, you can see those who are less fortunate, who clearly don't really care about life and society. You're going to see that. You're going to be exposed to that. And you're going to have to walk right past that. Because there's a lot of people out there who say, Oh, I want to save the world. I want to help every single person in the world. Bring them right to down there in Soho and tell them to stand there. And here you go. Fix the world. Put them on the 6 train going up towards North Bronx and tell them to go ahead. Fix the world. Surviving in New York, that's how and when you realize as much of a great person you aim to be, you still have to not give a at times. You can't care how people feel about you not giving, about you not caring. You're going to have to accept. Yes, you are. You are going to have to accept. I tell you guys all the time. You have to accept. And what's great about these is I'm able to do these reckless rants and do it clear. Because believe it or not, I swear to you, a lot of you guys are disappointing with what you're showing me. And I'm wondering what's really, really going on here and why. Why would you do that to the legacy? Why would you do that to, like, you should take a little bit more time. Poquito. But I love technology. I love playing with toys. I love talking these things. I love connecting the dots. But you got to realize that I'm going to definitely modify how close and how far I am to people. And even some of you folks that's far away, it's so good that you guys are far away. Because some people, respectfully, I've been told this a long time ago, I know who I am already. I know who I was raised by. I was raised by some phenomenal men and women that taught me how to survive life lessons. It wasn't always about a book. It wasn't about a book. I had my uncle sit me down saying, yo, nephew, make sure you do your homework. But I got uncles that showed me how to survive Andrew Jackson High School in Queens, New York. How to survive on Hollis, Queens. How to survive through Springfield and Merrick and Linden and Murdoch and Farmers, Guy Brew, 40 P's, South Jamaica, taught me how to survive in the South Bronx, taught me how to survive in Brooklyn. Shout out to East New York. Shout out to Crown Heights. All my folks over there, you already know, Big Lou. It taught me how to survive in the real world. They taught me how to survive talking with people. Remember, guys, my father, a country boy. My father from Savannah, Georgia. So that Southern hospitality, that's why I always had a love for that Southern love, because ain't nothing like some Southern love. You know what I'm saying, man? Where they ain't all disrespectful, but you still feel, you're supposed to feel. Believe that. And I like the fact that, we're able to run these things going on and connecting the dots. But I do also see that we are going to be at 24 minutes. So I got to be very, very mindful about the topics and the things like that. But I should do that assignment while I'm at it. So in between this time right now, I'm going to definitely complete an assignment. My professor said that we had to do an introduction about the things of who we are. So I figured this is kind of a smart time to actually do my homework, where I could do a double set and have some type of audio and show him that, yeah, listen, you have a very, very creative student. And while I'm on set, I still look forward to doing some work and playing with technology and time. And this is what life has to offer. Pardon. You love creating, you love music, and you deserve to have a studio that works for you, not the other way around. That's where Some Law Entertainment comes in. These guys, they're unapologetically dedicated to doing it right from the start. Some Law knows every project is unique. They'll set you up with a smart budget plan that's built around your vision. They're with you every step of the way, checking in, guiding, making sure you're always on track. What more could you ask for? With some law, there's no more struggling between the wants and the needs. They get what's essential so you can focus on what matters, what you love to do. The governor trusted, and it's simple. They care about bringing your ideas to life. Photo shoots, headshots, videos, music production. Some law has the experience to bring your vision out of your head and into the world. Don't wait any longer. Call them and take the next step to sharing what you've been dreaming of. And I'll see you in the studio.
The way I got you jamming to these fucking tracks, and I wonder who do it better than Sipe. Slick with the tongue, sick with the gun, get ill with the knife. On and up until I catch the next flight. It's going down, might catch one tonight. Shorty gave me FaceTime, up close with no Skype. Hold on tight while we go for this ride. Latin mommy, long hair, damn near down to her thighs. Ain't no who, what, when's, or why's. Hit the with 9 inches while I look in her eyes. Facts, no lies. Hit it from the back, then slide. Cause now I got this motherfucking money on my mind and it's calling me like a whisper in the wind. Kissed her on the chin, threw on some crispy new 10s. Cause for them crispy new hundreds, I'ma stomp on some limbs.
Loaded it away, far away on the road. There's so many ways, so out of control. Though I do give you praise, I'm always letting you know. With me and you together, don't need nobody else. Rolling with the seats on my side.
That assignment is done. And that's how that goes. That assignment is done. Now, after I edit that up real quick, I slide that right on in so they can see me engaging on both sides and be like, oh, that's pretty cool. I see what he did right there. And on top of that, I gave myself a good, proper introduction. That was what they asked for. That is what I gave them. And that goes into the next conversation of what people ask for and what you give them. And then when they get it, how they receive it. And again, how you deal with it is on you. Let me see about that.
When you're stressed, if a woman can talk about what she's feeling, what she's missing, what she's not getting, that will actually raise her estrogen level and her stress levels will go down. Now, if a man is stressed and he talks about his feelings, his stress will only increase.
Interesting. Because I've been told that before. I've been told that a long time ago, and I just thought that was very, very interesting that, you know, when women are stressed, and what makes it interesting about me and a man of my caliber, the reason why I think about this is because the majority of my school is 99% women. There's only about 10 men in the building. I mean, 10 men in the building. You got one security, you got a couple in the classroom, you got all women. All women got different emotions and things going on psychologically, emotionally, economically, financially, every goddamn thing, everything that's going on. So when you look at that, you look at how all the different stresses that come along and all the pressure of the parents, the women, the moms, all these different people that come along in a situation. And then you realize that, when they're able to find their release, for the women who are able to find some type of closure and escape and be able to talk to someone and have a man to talk to and have a place to release to and have a place to go to and reset. And those who are actually in a place where they are really at peace now, because a lot of women are out there still figuring out what their peace is. A lot of men are out there figuring out what their peace is. A lot of people are out there right now figuring out what their peace is and what that actually means, what that defines as, not what Western society placed on you, not what cell phones and technology and all those other things that are pretty much they're irrelevant. They don't really count. They don't matter. They aren't what's going to count. They're not what's going to count. But I realized that As long as women are able to express themselves, raises estrogen, stress goes down. Men, stress goes up, stays up. Every time men speak, they aren't really listened to. I listen to how many men I watch speak and how they're listened to, how women listen to them, what they hear, what they receive. You realize it's not one of the easiest topics to really discuss. And that's the part right there where where you catch yourself, you know, a lot of people that I know, they feel like they lost themselves, and I asked them, I was like, what do you mean? Like, what does that actually mean? It's actually, walk around and start asking your peoples that question. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just walk around and you ask it to understand what that actually means. I've listened to how men express themselves, how people listen to them, how other men listen to them. Some listen to them as if they're soft. Some listen to them as if they're actually like just like being a straight, being a. You know what I'm saying? Not really connecting the dots of what's really going on here. And you realize it's like, who helps the people that helps everybody? Gotta find somebody else that likes to help everybody and that can just add you on to the situation. It's a blessing to be taken care of, or to be concerned, or to be considered, or to be, seeked for in any fashion. But just like things that are beautiful, there are some things that come against that, and you have to figure out what the formula actually is. And believe it or not, it's not something that comes overnight. It's really not something that comes overnight. The same way how you catch me over here doing homework assignments in the middle of working on something else and figuring out whatever the formula has to be, but you have to find something to actually work with. You just have to now. I realized that I see the neglect in a lot of situations. A lot of situations. Boy, I see the neglect and I see the disrespect, and I sit back and I ask myself, what makes people even think? What makes people even think that some things are acceptable? Some things are not. And I repeat, some things are not acceptable. And like I told you guys from last season, I told a lot of you guys from last season who checked in. And those who checked in, who didn't leave comments, I understand, because you know what? A lot of folks like to fly under the radar because everyone's watching. When you do things, everyone's watching. They're looking very careful with a fine-tooth comb to see what they can pluck out and implement. You gotta ask yourself, are you really built for that? Because everybody want a great life, Everybody would love to have a great, quiet life where it was stable, right? That sounds like the American dream in some people's heads. You could be financially stable, just financially stable, able to do what got to do, and just be happy. That's what America has to offer. But how? And what's the actual price for it? Because to get whatever you want, you have to pay something in return. It costs. I don't know who told you that it don't, but it costs. Everything costs. It costs so much that we have to accept modern society with technology. Western modern society with technology. That's where we at right now at the end of 2024. Well, like I was saying earlier, everyone walks everywhere with their phone. You can't leave your phone anywhere. You just can't put it down. Has to stay in your hand. You have to stay connected. Ugh. It sounds disrespectful. It sounds disgusting the more and more you talk to it. And then like waking up with the 3 R's. And what are those 3 R's for those who know? Routines, responsibilities, and rituals. Get your shit together. Get it organized. Figuring it out makes sense. People are not here to save you. I don't care how great you may feel or think you are in your relationships. Only you can make yourself great. How someone treat you shouldn't matter. You should be able to take note and follow suit. Your routines, your rituals, your responsibilities. Do what you have to do. Connect with who you need to connect with. Because I know a lot of people that check this out, they would love to tap into the next level, the next frequency of what that is, right? And again, you got to figure out what the strategy is, how to go about it, how to deal with it. And working in a school building with a whole bunch of women, man, I'll tell you, with all due respect, it's not easy. It's not easy at all. Because believe it or not, a lot of people don't know how to leave their problems outside the door. And that's the thing, too. When I walk into that building, every and any situation I'm thinking of right there, baby, got to be left outside the door. It be outside the door already, but I'm letting you know. It got to be outside the door. And it's funny because at dismissal, when you got to bring the kids out, or the parents out there, you know what I'm saying? It's like they usually dropping the kid off, so it ain't as crowded when you're like going into the building in the morning, because we like to keep a nice, smooth flow. Just bring them on in, baby, get them on in, get them where they need to go, get them in class. And that system is decent and it's fair. But when you're coming out there, all the parents are coming on in. And just like I said, but you leaving your problems at the door, when you come outside and you look at all the parents and you realize some of the problems that they have, you'll take your problems and you'll take them right back home with you. I bet you will. Bet you will. Because you don't know. You don't know. You don't know the stories. You don't know what a lot of these people and these kids are dealing with in real time. And because of us being exposed to so many things around the world and everything in our community happening in real time, we could see it in a minute. We could see it within the next 5 minutes. We could see everything happening in their neighborhood and around the world. So when you see certain people laying out there fucked up in the street, you pretty much just walk by it. You have a zero tolerance for it because you've seen worse. And that's the reason why I have no problem telling a lot of my homegirls, yo, you know you're not, I don't believe you know to talk to your man right at times. And the harsh reality is they always agree with me. ready to have the conversation. Because a lot of men aren't really, really taken care of when in relationships, their partner's mind is all over the place. And I believe guys like men like that, and I notice like a lot of my guy friends, they always say, "Yo, man, I want a girl who's about her business. I want her to do what she got to do. I want her to be straight. I want her to be good. I want her to look fine. I want her to be able to take care of her own. Be careful what you ask for. Be very, very careful what you ask for, Governor. Because as they say, for those who believe in the Bible, they're saying, what you get, you'll get it. What you ask for, you'll get it. You don't know how you're going to get it, but you're going to get it. Trust and believe that. You're going to get it. Be careful what you ask for, and be mindful of what you're really, really out there to seek and what makes sense, and be honest with your feelings. I tell a lot of my guy friends they have to be honest with their feelings, and the harsh reality is, I wonder, why are you guys not honest with just how you feel? And again, it goes right back because when we express how we feel, the stress only goes up. We only got to think more and more about what we want to get done, how we got to get done, who we got to get done with, and some of the things that we may have bypassed just out of respect for our significant other. I mean, I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed, as Charlemagne the God would say, but I am going to say to you guys that with everybody else that I've been around, believe it or not, much sharper. And I be very, very mindful because, you know me, I sit back, I teach kids, you know what I'm saying? I love the kids, teach them well, let them lead the way. If I could. There's a fly here in the studio, so you know, we need to give him a name because he is not going to be flying in my set. See? Things you don't have control over, how you deal with it. Things that may come in and out, just to recalibrate. Some of you guys are lucky. That's the alarm going off because I may be about to go to the other 30-minute set of it. Hold on. So you love creating, you love music, and you deserve to have a studio that works for you, not the other way around. That's where Some Law comes in. These guys, they're unapologetically dedicated to doing it right from the start. Some Law knows every project is unique. They'll set you up with a smart budget plan that's built around your vision. They're with you every step of the way, checking in, guiding, making sure you're always on track. With us, there's no more struggling between wants and needs. They get what's essential so you can focus on what matters. Hey, the governor trusted, and it's simple. They care about bringing your ideas to life. So, photo shoots, headshots, videos, music production, Some Law has the experience to bring your vision out of your head and into the world. Don't wait any longer. Call us and take the next step to share what you've been dreaming of. And I'll see you guys in the studio. Hey Siri, set my alarm for 28 minutes. One thing we know for sure, we definitely got a lot of work, a lot of things in between that we could definitely do. But see, me and my growth and my development, this is how I knew when I changed, man, believe it or not. You know what I'm saying? When I got with my lady, I got out there to New Orleans, you know what I'm saying, man, and with all due respect, you know what I mean, all the amount of different women, it's like a sea of women just everywhere because everybody's out there for the good. the food, the money, the culture, the experience of New Orleans. To believe it or not, it's one of my favorite cities in the world. Let me tell you something, man. One of the best places you could ever go for food, to just listen to an amazing jazz, amazing culture, amazing vendors, people who are the flavors, the people you got to go out there and taste and check on. You know what I'm saying? We definitely have a conversation about that in the South. And when I get to the more meat in your mouth content, believe it or not, talking about food. I'm all the way through Louisiana with that. Believe it or not, all the way through Louisiana. And I say that to say that as I got in my relationship and got introduced to New Orleans even more in the city of culture, because I was wrapped into it through music, but it was the amount of women. And I always tell all my guys this joke: you want to test your loyalty to your woman, go to New Orleans during Essence Fest. Shout out to Essence Fest. Oh gosh, this may sound reckless and ratchet, but you know what I'm saying? The great part about, going about it and being anywhere fairly attractive and having your head on strong, believe it or not, if you don't got it on strong, you going to get tightened up. They're going to show you how to recalibrate yourself however you choose to be. You know what I'm saying? Because you're going to be around women who are going to show you how to really, really get your shit together. And, your attraction may make you want to become better than yesterday. And ain't nothing wrong with that. Because believe it or not, I get that from my lady daily. You know what I'm saying? And, when you're out there, you know what I'm saying, you start to get a difference because, there's a lot of places that people say they can't go. Like I know a lot of people say, hey, don't go to Dominican Republic. And to be honest, it's one of the best places in the world. You know what I'm saying, man? For those who haven't been in the Bronx long enough, yeah, that's probably why they're faced by things like that. You know what I'm saying? If you're in the Bronx, Monday through Friday, you're around beautiful Spanish mommies all the time, yeah? Exactly. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, for those who go to DR, who just never been exposed to just, the language and the culture and the food and the sound and the vibes, yeah, you can get all that from just going to the Bronx if you're in New York. Go anywhere in the South Bronx, anywhere in the North Bronx, anywhere in the BX. During the summertime, just ride on through, and you'll get a great experience. You could actually pull over, walk right in any bodega, walk in any spot. Give yourself a real Bronx experience. You know what I'm saying? Eat some food. Listen. Just catch the vibe. You know what I'm saying? Believe it or not, it's a nice, beautiful vibe, man. Shout out to everybody in the BX. Believe it or not, I love you guys all day. You already know how it go. You know what I'm saying? Monday through Friday. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, what was I going with? When I got into growing up and maturing, believe it or not, I got my lady at the age of 29. So I've been with my lady for all of the 30s, and believe it or not, it's crazy because as you finally go through, you realize you catch yourself growing and maturing and having different perspectives of just towards of not having everything be exposed to sexual. You know what I'm saying? Where you could actually see people for who they really are. Like really look at people. And I believe that a lot of people, you know what I'm saying, when they really, really get someone to sit down and look at them, like looking directly in the camera, like talking to them, like talking to you, phone put away, not holding it, nothing, just really connecting and just building. Excuse me. You sense the connection. You sense being one with people, and that's what we're missing nowadays, people being one with one another, because as we know, this game is filled to the brim. And we all got a lot of work to do. We all have a lot of work to do, believe it. And as we take it to the next level, you know what I'm saying, as we evolve, you realize that you'll be tested when you go places regardless. If you carry yourself well, if you speak with respect, there's a different type of caliber that comes when you carry yourself with confidence, with respect, with laws of attraction, with ways of speaking and redirecting and being mindful, being very, very aware of your surroundings. You guys don't want to talk about it. One thing about me, baby, you ain't gonna never catch my pants sagging. You're not gonna catch it. Off my ass. I mean, if I ain't got my belt on, I don't have my belt on right now. But I mean, it's still to my waist. Believe that for sure. I can stand up. My pants is not dropping if I walk 12 feet. I can walk about miles. I'm fine. My pants stay intact. I believe your pants should stay intact when you get to a certain age. So I couldn't be out there in New Orleans, even though like New Orleans do got them gangsta ass. And believe it or not, Earth could turn up whenever you feel like it. Believe that. But my thing is, as you grow and mature, you realize you start carrying yourself. You know what I'm saying? New Orleans is an amazing place because you can go out there at different times of the year and have different experiences with different cultures. But at that time, that happens to be a time where you're able to see what's supposed to be defined as black excellence. Even though it is modified a little bit here and there, it still defines black excellence because you're still able to see those who are pushing the culture forward. And yes, they are pushing the culture forward. Every single one of those names on the shirt. And shout out to every one of those single names on the shirt. You will get tested because you got women out there who are on bourbon trying to get you intoxicated and get you to a certain level to rob your ass. You got certain females out there who are just out there, we know as well, catching the light, and then also want to grow and develop and connect the dots and just want to meet and just want to talk and drink and just watch what's going on. And you got those who's out there to have a good time, a real good time, and I mean a good time. And all the amounts of ass that been thrown at me is cute and it's appreciated and thank y'all. But I'm straight, and all the women that they had to get a reality check of they aren't the baddest in the street. And if you are the baddest in the street, that's exactly the problem. You're considering yourself to be a and re-accepting everything for what it is. So when y'all post yourselves as the baddest ex or the baddest sexiest this, gentlemen of certain calibers already know how to deal with women like you. We already know what time it is. No, thank you. Y'all can have all that. Y'all can have all that. And that's the good part about it. Because when I be like, yeah, you know what? I like your style. I like their vibe. I like your vibe. And they be like, oh, yeah, so what's happening? I'm like, yeah, man, for real, though. You'll be great for one of my homeboys. You'll be perfect. They be looking at me like, who the hell you think you are? No, for real, though. You'll be perfect for my homeboy. Let me give you his number. Hit him up. Meet him on the FaceTime. Tell him what's happening. Hit him on the FaceTime and tell him I sent you. I'm going to tell him you going to call him. They look at me like I'm crazy because there's no thank you for me. It's not what I want. It's not what I choose to attract in my daily situation. It's not what I choose to adopt in my daily circumstances, in my daily situations. I am not tolerating in season 2 any laws of disrespect. I'm not tolerating any laws of disrespect. And in order for me to get to the next level, to get what I wholeheartedly deserve, it can't happen. And I don't believe no one should go about that. So a lot of my boys, they come to me as a crutch. They come to me to talk. They come to me to connect the dots. They come to me to confide and be like, yo, dog, I'm out here struggling. I'm out here struggling with this girl. How do I navigate? What do you do? How do you do this? What does this mean when that happening? What all these different things that I just happen to be going through sometimes as well. And it's funny because I didn't ask for the position. I didn't ask to be the one that's gonna have to say, I bet this is what this means. This is what that means. This is what's going on. This might be happening. Look into this. Start modifying this. Start implementing this. You know what I'm saying? Connecting the dots where it need to be. And you'd be surprised, you know what I'm saying? So I didn't ask for it. But I believe that just being in a school building with less than a dozen men and all of that stress that do go around in the day-to-day, for those who keep bringing their problems in, or the kids coming in with their problems. The kids don't know how to leave their problems. They just living. So when they walk in the classroom, how they're reacting, how they're moving, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes you got to sit back and take notes to understand. That's why I've been giving myself these 2 days of just taking these little notes and just understanding who they are, so I know how to deal with them on a fresh Monday morning and push through and not be distracted and give them that undivided attention that they deserve. Because that's what life's all about. And that's why, as much as I do that for my students, I do that for my friends, male and female, and non-binary. I deal with all of my friends. See, the harsh reality is you have to accept the fact that you are a part of the LGBTQIA plus community. You are a part of every single acronym letter. You are part of it all. And how you deal with that is solely on you, but you have to accept the fact that you are here. You're here. And there's no getting around it. And if we're able to learn and love and appreciate and just build off one another, oh man, this is when you become way more powerful and, as some would say, unfuckable. Because you have to put yourself in some type of position to gain, to fill yourself up, to take yourself to the next level, to be able to connect and adopt and adapt and relocate and remodify and reconnect and be the bridge of certain situations to make things be able to cross through. However you need to navigate, but you have to put yourself in something. You have to make it work. You just have to. And that's it. That's pretty much how that go. And don't expect no one to be able to do it for you. No one's going to be able to do it for you. It's impossible. People can be supportive, but they're not here to be that supportive. And when you're going through this switch, because the majority of the people that I know are aiming to seek more peace versus the very few that have a chip on their shoulder that's willing to raise hell on earth. So you have to know how to navigate with that. And that's all across the board. So I tell a lot of my homegirls, when you have a man, you have a lady, you have my homegirls that are dealing with men and women who are studs who knock a motherfucker out. You feel me? Yeah. Be mindful how you deal with the emotions of people. And learning to put the phones down and let go and relocate and redisconnect. Because I noticed that a lot of my homegirls, they got love for everybody outside their circle on some shit that, like, they put people in their circle that's really not in this. That's not in their dot. You know what I'm saying? It's not really them. You know what I'm saying? And they show so much love, and again, it shows true. You know what I'm saying? You know, the cell phones are great to bring the people that are far away, bring them close. And while those that are close, you ain't giving them no attention. You don't give them what they really deserve. And you hold on to them too, because they're good. Sometimes, some of my homegirls made it very, very clear. Actually, only about 3 of them really, well, 4 is really, the 4th one's into now. But 3 of them is like off the rip. Yeah, listen, it's convenient. It works. It's convenient. So it's not what they really, really want either. But they don't want them with somebody else. They don't want somebody else to have that. They wouldn't do that. They won't give it to them. Because they're going to have to work for it as well. They have to find their own. Everybody has to find their own. So if it's the case for that, why is it not the case for everything else? They would never just outright. Because the harsh reality is that a lot of women done dealt with a lot of anyway. So guess what? This way ain't them over. This way over here smacking their ass up against the wall. This way not out there all night long just wilding for respect. I mean, this one teaches kids, does photography, podcast. He over here doing everything but talking about figuring it out. Ain't over here talking about. I understand when they say certain men are a catch. I get it. Good damn catch too. And some of my homeboys are amazing catches. And some of them done came to New Orleans and been caught elsewhere. And some came and be able to figure out what their love really is and got back home and figured it out. And some are out there and still out there, just figuring it out. And some are back out here figuring it out. Different things don't occur with different people, but the harsh reality is still, though, is that they out here figuring it out. So when men are quiet because men are really, really trying to figure it out, really make sense of the ups and downs and the highs and lows and the this and that and everything that comes along in between. So when I'm quiet, I already know I'm quiet because you know what? I ain't got shit else to say. Excuse me. Nothing else to say. And people are going to have to be okay with that. And you know, that goes right back to the book that I'm working on, the 26 coping skills from A to Z on how to deal with your behaviors and what you may be feeling and or triggering. You know, this experience becoming a author is brand new to me also. So I don't want to make it come off as if, you know, I've been writing books for the longest time. I've been jotting ideas down and things, and I've been writing in my music. I've been writing musical books, you know, writing rhymes and lyrics and whatnot. You know, I'm more things of poetry, but and just random ideas, but it's like really be able to create something, you know, 26 steps to coping is interesting because I never looked at myself, you know, as you know, a person who had to deal with anxiety and, you know, what's the definition of it in today's society, and also the things that we may occur that builds up anxiety, and then as well how we go about it and how we deal with it. And we have no control over some of those things. And for some of us, since we have no control over it, we have to realize that other people that we may adhere, that may look unfuckable, or may look like they can't be, you know, penetrated, you know, that they're dealing with things as well. We are dealing with things. Let's make the swords running. Yeah, we are dealing with things. And because we are dealing with things, we have to identify how to go about everything and how we go about everything. And again, you know, how we deal with that. Because I never ever saw myself being able to write these thoughts and then show ways of how to solve the problem or things that I did to solve the problem, to get away from it or out of it or get through it, because it's like a storm, right? You know, life is like a storm. Either, you know, you're looking at it and about to go in it and go through it, you're going through it, or you're getting out and you're looking back at it like, yo, that's what it felt like with school. I got into school, I got through it, and I graduated. Received it. Received. It's received digital because they're sending the actual diplomas, but the degrees, but yeah, they already have your digital one that you could actually upload and add to your resume and show that, yo, you doing things, you did something, you accomplished something. And that's a huge task. And that can't be taken from you. That's something that can't be taken from you regardless. So when you talk about how when you're going through certain things and you're able to figure out that, you know what, yeah, it is making me feel this certain way, but you know what, I got through it, I did it. How did I recalibrate? What did I do? What were the steps that I took that made me do otherwise? And you realize, yo, man, you're a whole lot more powerful than you think. And when you realize that, that's when you start going through it. And you deal with that emotion. And you have those highs and lows and that anxiety that may kick in. And you get through it. And you get through A. And you get to B, which is behavior and how you handled yourself, how you behaved, and how you conduct yourself in the real world. And as you go through the different coping skills and the things that I've gone through and how I dealt with it, you could think about the things that you're going through and how you dealt with it and how you're dealing with it. And what's important to you and what's your routine and what's your ritual and what's your responsibilities in 2025. And when you do that, oh man, it's phenomenal. And anybody who's doing that, oh man, you're phenomenal. And it's a phenomenal thing. It's a beautiful thing to be able to do something of that caliber. To be able to do this is powerful. And believe it or not, to be able to do anything on your own and or with a team is powerful, and don't let no one take that from you. But as good as you are to your team, if your family, your significant others, your loved ones, your man, your boo, your love, whoever, your secret, whoever, is not treated with the utmost respect, just like walking into a room with your cell phones everywhere, you might have a problem. You may have something that you need to focus on. If you are complimenting and loving those who don't love you on a daily more than you do your loved ones, those that would blood, sweat, and tear for you, you have a problem. You have a problem. And there's no way of getting around that. And for me, as I modify everything about myself, everything, dog, this is not easy to be able to do such a thing, because I know that it's powerful to sit here and speak to, once it's released, everyone at their discretion, however they choose to receive it. And I forgot how it say, but how they say, what will be, will be. I have to get that down there because it's like, que será, I believe. Que será, will be. I'm going to get back to that. But how you navigate, how you get yourself out of situations is going to be solely upon you. And as I tell everyone, it will be at your sole responsibility, risk, cost, and expense, regardless of whether or not you make it work. I repeat, it will be at your sole responsibility, risk, cost, and expense, regardless of whether or not you make it work. If you make it work, congratulations. Those who are figuring it out, congratulations. Those who are saying, yo, I'm ready to start, congratulations. To those who are saying, yo, I'm going to make it happen, but you know what, ain't making it happen, congratulations. Figure it out. Connect the dots. But if you love yours, if you love your peoples outside your family tree, forget about it. Those that say all the way in, forget about it. Because you know what? I just go to show. We as people make time for what we want to make time for. How you want to love people, how you want to acknowledge people, how you want to go about those things that you may do, whatever's your routine, your ritual, your responsibility, whatever yours are, aren't mine. And whatever mine's are, damn sure ain't yours. And I realize that with all due respect, this game ain't fair. And a lot of you men out there ain't fair. And a lot of you women out there ain't fair. Just not. At times, I know I'm labeled as not fair. But it will be what it will be. And, you know, when you start realizing that, you know, everything is not forever, there's nothing that will last forever, you realize that, you know what, you just have to let time do what time do. Those that don't check on you, those that don't consider you, those that don't keep you current and up to date with what's going on really in their lives, what will be, will be. The things you know you need to focus on, modify it. Connect the dots. Be the bridge. Do otherwise until further notice. Don't be any more than you need to be. And that's another problem, because I have men and women, I got people around me that always aim to want to be more than what they really are. And they should stop that as well. If you ain't able to go out there and be spending hundreds every single day, don't go out there and try to spend hundreds every single day to impress otherwise. It's not worth it. Don't put yourself any deeper in the hole, in anyone's hole, wholeheartedly. What will be, will be. And as I still strategize and execute how to tolerate, because you'll be surprised, and you know, there's people out there in the world that you have to tolerate, and there's people out there in the world you have to celebrate. And a lot of you people out there are confused on who you're tolerating and who you're celebrating. And that's the reason why this game is filled to the brim with a bunch of unrealistic people. And then you sit back and say, wait a minute, that's how you acknowledge your people? You show that type of love to those people, and you got these people right here, and you don't even say that to them? You disrespectful. And it's the harsh reality is that I have to say that to a lot of people. Not a lot of, actually, really, two. You have some disrespectful shit to actually not give credit where it's due. That's actually disrespectful to these type of people to do this when all of these other things are going on. And that's what you love? All the things that people love. Both of them went off. That one went off. That's the battery. Work.